Hello guys and welcome back to Frontend Pathsala. In this video, you will learn how to build a multi-step form in React using Context API and Material UI. Let me quickly show you what you are going to build. At the top, we have a stepper that shows the progress. Then we collect employee details. Skill ratings. If I click on back button, you will notice the data is still there. And achievements. Finally, we submit everything as one complete performance review. And when I click on submit button, the form resets completely. So without delaying further, let's get started. Open Visual Studio Code, go to new terminal and type the command npx create react app multi-step form. Now navigate to the project folder cd multi-step form. Then start the application by giving the command npm start. Our app is up and running. Now open app.js file. First, let's remove all the unnecessary boilerplate code so we can start fresh. First, let's give a heading to our app. Within h3 tag, give performance review multi-step react app. The styling is coming from the existing CSS. Let's go to app.css. I'll just delete this background color and the text color because I wanted it to be in white background. Okay, we are ready to start now. Inside the source folder, create a new folder called components and create the files firststep.js, secondstep.js, thirdstep.js and stepcontext.js. Let's start with firststep.js. Create a functional component. I am using the shortcut RFCE. Next, to build the form UI, we will use Material UI. I have already copied the installation command, so I'll paste it here inside the project directory. Once the installation is done, we'll start using Material UI components. Now let's import something from Material UI. The components, text field and button. Next, let's add our first text field. Label is equals to employee name. Margin is equals to normal. Let's give full width. Now let's copy this and just change the labels. Role or designation and label is equals to department. Below the form, let's add a next button. For now, we'll just create the button. We'll add navigation logic later. Now let's import this first step component inside our app.js file. Save the file and switch to the browser. So here you can see our first step form is ready. Now let's move on to creating the second step. To save some time, we'll simply copy the structure from the first step. First, create a functional component and then paste the copied code. We will use this step for skill assessment. So let's update the labels to technical skill rating 1 to 5, communication skill rating 1 to 5 and problem solving rating 1 to 5. Since these are numeric ratings, we will set the type of each text field to number. Now we'll do the same thing for the third step. This step will focus on achievements where employees can provide their key achievement, challenges they faced or any support needed from their managers. Let's quickly change the labels accordingly. Because these inputs require longer answers, we'll make these text fields multi-line. Finally, we'll update the button text from next to submit. After that, import both second step and third step components into the app.js file. Let's switch to the browser and check the output. Now you can see all the steps are rendering on the page. Next, we'll convert this into a proper multi-step flow using Material UI Stepper. Now, let's move to the app.js file. First, we will import the required components from Material UI, Stepper, Step label, Step. Just below the heading, let's add the stepper component. Inside the stepper, we'll add a step component and within that a step label. Since our form has 3 steps, we'll simply copy this step component 2 more times. For now, let's add the attribute active step is equals to 1 to the stepper. This is hard-coded temporarily. We'll make it dynamic later using Context API. We'll also give the stepper a style with a width of 40%. Now, if you switch to the browser, you can see the stepper displayed at the top. Next, we need to decide which step component should be displayed. For this, we'll call a function called sourceStep, and for now, we'll pass a value of 2. This value represents the current step. Now, let's define the sourceStep function. This function takes step as an argument and based on that value, it returns the correct component. We'll use switch statement here. If step value is 1, we'll return the first step component which displays employee details. Let me delete this. If the step value is 2, we return the second step component which shows the technical skill assessment. If step value is 3, we return the third step component which contains achievements. And if none of these conditions match, we'll simply return null, meaning nothing will be rendered. Let's check this in the browser. Since we initially passed 2 to the sourceStep function, the technical skill step is displayed. If we change it to 3, the achievement step will appear. And if we pass 1, we'll see the employee details step. So this confirms that our conditional rendering is working correctly. Next, we have to make this dynamic. Let's move to the step context.js file. We'll create component step context. This component will act as a central store for our multi-step form. Export default function step context. First, we'll create few state variables using useState. Const current step represents which step of form is currently active. Set step is equals to useState. We are initializing it with 1. Then const user data. It will store all the form data from every step. Set user data is equals to useState. We are using an object because we'll keep all the fields together. Then const final data is an array where we store the submitted performance review. Set final data is equals to useState empty array. In real application, this data would be sent to backend or database. Now we need to create the actual context. Export const multi-step context is equals to create context. This creates a context object that allows us to share data across components without passing props manually. Next, we'll wrap everything inside the context provider. Return multi-step context.provider. The provider allows all the child components to access the shared data. Inside the provider, we'll pass the values that we want to share. Current step, set step, user data, set user data, final data. This means any component wrapped inside this provider can read the current step, move between steps, read and update form data. By rendering children, we ensure that our entire app gets access to the context. To make this work, we need to accept children as a prop. Now let's go back to app.js file and import multi-step context from step context. This imports our context so we can consume the shared data. Inside function const current step is equals to use context multi-step context. Here we use the use context hook to read the current step value from the context. This allows our app component to always know which step is active. And inside the stepper, for active step, we'll give inside curly braces current step -1. Finally, we'll pass the current step to the sourceStep function. Okay, we are getting an error that says cannot destructure property current step as it is undefined. To fix this, let's go to index.js file and import step context. Then we need to wrap our app component with step context. This ensures that the app and its child components have access to the context. Now save the file and switch back to the browser. Now the error is gone. If I click on the next button right now, nothing happens. So let's write the logic for that. Go to firststep.js file and import multi-step context from step context. Then we'll use context hook const set step. This allows us to change the current step number. User data, it will hold all form values entered so far, and set user data lets us update those values, is equals to use context multi-step context. Now on the next button, we'll add the onClick handler. OnClick is equals to call the setStep function and pass the value as 2. Now when I click on the next button, you can see a tick mark appears on the first step and we move to the second step. That confirms our step navigation is working fine. Next we will repeat the same logic in secondstep.js. On clicking next, we change the step value from 2 to 3. Let's save and check. As you can see, this works perfectly for the second step as well. Now we have a next button to move forward, but let's add a back button to move opposite direction. We'll add the back button in second and third steps. Here, let's change the button text to back. On click, we'll pass the step value as 1 because clicking back from the second step should take us to the first step. Set the button color to secondary. Now let's copy this back button into thirdstep.js file and simply update the step value to 2. Set step is not defined. This happens because we have not imported multi-step context in our file. Now we will use context hook to access the values. And remember, whenever we use context, we will always need to import it from React. Let's add some space between the back and next buttons. Style is equals to margin left 10 px. We'll apply the same style in the second step as well. Now the UI looks much cleaner. Let's test the flow. If you fill the first step with employee details and click next, everything looks fine. But if you click back, you will notice the data is gone. This should not happen, right? To fix this, we need to convert our input into controlled components. To the text field, we'll give onChange is equals to event arrow function. We'll call set user data. We'll use spread operator to keep all the existing data intact. User data e.target.value and we will give a name. Now let's bind the value to state. So value is equals to user data dot name. By setting the value from user data, the input always reflects the stored data. Let's apply the same thing to the remaining fields. Value is equals to user data dot role. User data dot department. Now let's test this again. Fill the first step. Click next, then click back. As you can see, the data is still there. Now let's apply the same logic to other steps as well. User data dot technical. User data dot communication. User data dot problem solving. For the third step, user data dot achievements. challenges, support. Now let's test everything again. Fill the skill ratings. Click next, add achievements and click back. You will notice that none of the data is lost. This is exactly what we wanted. Next, we'll work on the submit logic. On the submit button, on click is equals to submit data. We'll add submit data here so that this component can access the submit logic defined in the context. Let's go to step context.js file because all global logic lives there. We'll define submit data function. Okay, before that we'll add submit data to the provider. We add it here so the submit functionality is accessible throughout the app. Inside submit data, we'll call set final data. Add a function. This stores the completed performance review inside an array. Spread operator data, user data. It allows us to keep multiple submissions if needed. Set user data. This clears the form after submission. And set step, we'll pass 1. This resets the form back to the first step. And we'll give a message alert performance review submitted. This will give a simple confirmation to the user. Let's check everything in the browser. Fill in the details. Now open React DevTools, go to Components, Step Context and click Submit. You will see the alert pop-up. Under Hooks, State, you can see the submitted data stored successfully. With this, we have completed this tutorial. If this video helped you understand how to build a multi-step form in React, don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe to Frontend Pathshala for more React tutorials. Thank you.